What is up, guys? Beancrew49 here. We are back on the Desolation map, and again we find ourselves in the ghetto. Yes, I'm having a lot of fun building in the ghetto, but I want to take a little break from building today because it's a laid-back sort of day. You know what I'm saying? I feel like laying back a little bit and just showing you guys something that I have not shown you before. Alright, so we're going to take a little tour of this ghetto and go to a specific building that I've not shown on camera. It's the Jary Main. Jary Main! Oh, you guys know what I mean. I'm in love with Jary Main. You know what I'm talking about, right, guys? It's the Jary Main. And this is a ghetto business that has been in business in the city of Coveton for quite some time. You know, they're on the down low, they're doing their thing, they're not really raising too much suspicion. You know, they're just doing their little thing in the back little corner of the ghetto. But, you know, I've hidden them for too long from you guys. What's today's date again? Forget the date today, but I wanted to show you this because Jary Main. So what this is, in case you are slow on the uptake, or if you're from England and you don't know what I'm talking about, this is a marijuana dispensary. Now, I live in California where weed is basically legal, not technically speaking, but all you have to do is like have a cough and go to the right doctor, and he'll give you a card where you can get it all legally, and then you can even grow it in your house. So, you know, in California, we understand marijuana for what it actually is. And, so yeah, that's why I have no problem with one of these in Coveton. First thing you're going to see is this is the little room that's, where the guy, there's always a guard here. So let's put a little chair for the guard, because he's got to sit down. He's got to sit down somewhere. And he basically stands here, and the only people getting in this door are people with cards. Right? Now, in the state of Washington and where else? There's a bunch of states now that allow you to go in there and you don't need a card, right? Colorado, that's the other one I was thinking of. Okay, their states are voting on this all over the country right now. So, you know, it's changing. Things are changing rapidly. So this is where the guard sits, and he asks you for some paperwork, a little place to fill out forms or whatever. I don't know, because when you come in here, you got to fill out a form if you've never been there before. I've actually never been in one of these, but I have a lot of friends who do, who visit these places, so they tell me what's going on in here. We'll put a little cup, little pens in it. Okay, so you've shown him your identification, maybe a little table there for his beverage, okay, because this guy's real thirsty. Okay, so he lets you in. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Okay, this is the dispensary, guys. This is where you come to buy your medicine. And I stress the emphasis on the word medicine. So, this is the dispensary. You can sit around and chat with people. This is not done. One thing I need to do is, you know, put a lot of posters on the wall. A lot of posters, a lot of advertisements for different products. So let's do that while we talk to you about something I want to talk to you about. And it's about something that Zachary83 asked me in the Q&A special, the 500 Q&A special. And he said, what are the conspiracy theories that you believe in? And I told him that I don't believe in any theories, okay? I believe what I know. And I didn't mention this, but this is you know, something a lot of people might view as a conspiracy theory, right? But this is just reality. And it's not a theory, because I know it to be true, is that the pharmaceutical companies, along with our government, who makes a lot of money from the pharmaceutical companies, put out a very aggressive ad campaign basically demonizing marijuana. And you know, for a lot of you who are younger, you don't know what I'm talking about, because this happened to your parents and your parents' parents. It was in those days where the government realized how much money they stood to lose if people started realizing that marijuana was a type of medicine. Oh no, this is bad. Oh, not that bad. The chickens. You guys want to go see what that is? It's a chicken. Let's go take a look. I figured there'd be a chicken and waffles next to the dispensary. It's called Bosco's. Have I showed this on camera? That's a little chicken leg right there. Chicken and waffles, right? We're in the ghetto. So that's a little rotisserie chicken that I'm about to be messing around with. Let's not cover. Let's fix that. Okay. Anyway, what I was saying was the pharmaceutical companies have a lot to lose, or had a lot to lose, by allowing marijuana to filter into the public domain. Basically, no, not like that, like this. Because, you know, they sell medicine, right? Or drugs, I should call it. I won't call it medicine. Let's call it drugs. And they sell drugs for very high markup. Especially in the United States, we are paying like 7 times the cost of drugs that places around the world charge. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind right now. I believe it's 7. I'm not making that number up. I'm just not sure if I remember it exactly. But I think it's 7 times the amount. So when you go to fill out your prescription, people in Norway are paying 1/7 of what you're paying in the United States, at least. Okay? So the pharmaceutical companies are making money hand over fist. Hand over fist, guys. From people buying prescription medicines. Hand over fist. They're making a lot. Now, what if the majority of the population knew that they could use a herbal remedy that would easily take the place of these marked up, way overpriced designer drugs? Do you know how much money they would lose? And that is exactly what happened. They did everything they could, everything in their power to make people convinced that marijuana was very bad for you. Very, very bad for you. They did everything. Ad campaigns. They brought DARE. I don't know if you guys are kids of the 80s, but I was in the 80s and they had DARE. Do they still do DARE? They brought DARE to the schools to convince the kids that marijuana was one of the worst things in the world. They put it in the same class as heroin. And that's what the government did. They made a class, what is it? I forget which class, but they put it in the same class as cocaine and heroin and stuff like that. So if you got caught with heroin or speed or coke, the real drugs that are terrible, if you got caught with those or weed, it would all be the same penalty. And they did that because they didn't want the information to get out there. They wanted people to be in fear of marijuana. It'll ruin your life. You'll become lazy. Whatever they wanted you to believe, right? And it worked for a lot of years. It worked for a lot of years. For instance, my parents still don't understand anything about it. All they know is what they were told by the government and by the ad campaigns, the media, basically. And that is that it's bad for you. I don't know why. I just know that it's not good. So you shouldn't do it, right? And that's the entire generation of people. And generations before that of people just thought that. But now we're living in a time where more and more people are starting to realize that it's not a recreational drug as much as it is a medicine. It cures a lot of things. I mean, a lot of people say it cures cancer. Tommy Chong, for instance, swears that weed, he didn't smoke it because, it causes bad things for your lungs. But he took an oil and he swears to God that it was cured of cancer because of the weed. But that's just one instance of many people have come out and say, weed cured my cancer. A completely herbal remedy cured cancer. It relieves joint pain. It helps with glaucoma. Relieves aches and pains. It helps with depression. Helps people with anorexia. Helps people with sleeping disorders. You name it. It's magic, guys. It's a wonder drug. And that is why, and it's dirt cheap. You can grow it from the soil. And that is why our government, our media has worked so hard to villainize this plant, this harmless little plant. And that's what's happening, or that's what's happened, I should say. But more and more people are starting to realize that it's taken financial reasons. It's because of money that people are starting to see, well, maybe we can make money off of this plant. They're not doing it because it's going to help a lot of people. They're doing it because they could make a lot of money off of it. I think Colorado just made millions of dollars the first month that all went to the schools. You know what I mean? So there's so many benefits to it and very little drawbacks. I mean, for a lot of these depression medicines, the side effect is suicidal thoughts. Do you think those two things go hand in hand? I have depression. Let's take a pill that gives me suicidal thoughts. Of course not. You know what the side effect of marijuana is? You get hungry and a little sleepy. Right? That's the only side effect. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. I can't believe so many people were duped, right? And, it's not their fault. They were convinced. They were told when they were children, when they were being programmed, that it was bad for you, and they just took it on faith. They may have tried it once, and like, oh, I don't like it. This is bad. So that it's created a whole generation of people who are afraid of this harmless. It's not even harmless. It's so beneficial to everyone. I mean, not everyone. I mean, if you have no problems in your life whatsoever, you don't need it, okay? What's some other train wreck? Let's do that. But for those who are suffering from afflictions and, they have tried the pharmaceuticals way of thinking, where they just pound you with these narcotics. They give you terrible side effects, and they're charging you 8 times what they cost, 7 or 8 times. I forget the number. You can look it up. Don't take my word for anything I'm saying here, okay? What else? GDP, Granddaddy Purple. I'm just putting some strains up here. It's becoming very boutique. Boutique is the word. You get your boutique names or whatever. So we'll just stick with those. Let's go down here. Okay, down here is the back operation. I might change this to an iron door for the gameplay, but look at what's going on in here. It's a whole operation, guys. Oh, baby. Yeah, so if you can tell from the roof, I got a hydroponic system going. This is watering the plants. You see the little drip coming down. So this place is in operation right now. Of course, it's, the apocalypse, and no one has really tended to these plants for a month, so some of them have died. Oh, poor plants. Okay, but some of them are flourishing, right? They don't need much. They just, I guess without sunlight down here, with no electricity, they would die pretty quickly. But, it's still fun to have some plants down here. Let me get on the juice and finish that roof that I seem to have not completed for some strange reason. Okay. So, yes, where was I saying? Lied too much? You guys have been lied to big time. And it wasn't really you guys. It was your parents were lied to. And now they're lying to you. So that's why I always tell you guys to ask questions. Don't just take it just because some police officer comes to your school and says marijuana is bad for you. Don't just listen to what he says. Actually do some research, right? Look up the benefits of it. Look up the drawbacks of it. And you'll very quickly understand that guy is toting a line. He's giving you a load of, right? And he's doing it because that's what his bosses told him to do. And his bosses are the American government. And the American government is making a lot of money from the taxes that these pharmaceutical companies are paying. I mean, a lot of money. And they like it because it funds their wars overseas. So they're not going to want it to stop. They want the money to keep on coming. So they tell you that there's basically free, there's this plant that you can grow in your house that will basically, solve a lot of, like 80% of what they're, prescribing pharmaceuticals for. It'll basically cure it or help it. If people found out they could just grow what they need in their house, do you know how much money would be lost? We're talking billions, maybe over time, trillions of dollars. Trillions. Think about that. Do you think they would do anything in their power to protect trillions of dollars? The answer is yes. They would do anything, including lying to you. Straight out lying to you. Because they don't want you to know. Guys, we're living in the information age. Knowledge is power. He who controls the knowledge has the power. It's no longer about money. It's now about knowledge. And that's why, again, I tell you guys to ask questions, because the more knowledge you have, the more power you have over your own life. The better you're going to be able to see through these kinds of deceptions. And trust me, guys, you are being deceived all the time. All the time. If you've ever watched the news, then you are being deceived. Okay, I think we're done in here. I mean, I want to put some more menu stuff here, but I don't really know what to write. I should do some research. I'll look at some pictures on Google and see what the kind of prices they have in here. I might do some prices. I don't know. But I didn't want this to be a too in-depth video. This is a relaxing kind of. What's today's date again? This is a relaxing kind of day today. We're just hanging back, listening to some Mary Jane. Alright guys, I think that's all I want to do today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are enjoying your day. Let me get on the juice. And let's just do a flyover of the ghetto before we go. I know you guys are dying to see what the ghetto is looking like these days with the Christmas tree in the background. Okay, we got a motel coming to life here. Have you guys put in your suggestions for motel names? Okay, don't forget that I'm looking for motel names, and I want to hear what you have to think about it. Oh man, I'm going to actually try to play some PvP sometime this week. You know, a lot of people have been saying that the glitch that stops us from playing PvP is minimized or gone, and I have not tried it yet just because of the lag issues here. I also want to get rid of a lot of the glowstone underneath the ghetto so we can play some ghetto PvP, or at least try to. Just because the glowstone's just causing all sorts of problems, guys. All sorts of problems. So we're going to have to get rid of all that glowstone. But the ghetto is coming along. We're almost at the point where we're going to start building we're going to get up to the point where we're at the airport and we don't have any more ghetto space left. So we're almost there. All that's going to be left in the ghetto after this motel is done is a slaughterhouse and probably Axis chemicals, which I'm going to do, I think, just because you guys seem so hyped on it. So I will be doing some Axis chemical factory. I'm going to have to watch Batman again, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be glorious. I love Batman. All right, guys, that's the ghetto. It's coming along. We'll be done with this place in no time. Make sure you guys share this video with your friends and family, with strangers. Share with everybody. People need to see this. Trust me, guys. All right, guys. Thank you so much. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy Minecrafting. Peace.